Frustrating day in the Broward County Courthouse. I get hired last week on a violation of probation. Young man had a felony charge that apparently was dropped down to a misdemeanor. However, he was adjudicated guilty on the misdemeanor. First offense as an adult. Had apparently one prior petty theft as a juvenile, which ended in a diversion, so he got dismissed. So, first thing that was shocking is that the client comes in, well, the client's parents come in, and I read the police report. The police report says that the kid's in college, and in his backpack, while he's getting his books out to start the class, a BB gun falls out. They acknowledge it's a BB gun. So, of course, the police show up, and they charge him with a felony. Having a concealed firearm. Ridiculous. And his attorney, who have no idea who that is, but gets the charge reduced to a misdemeanor, but pleads him guilty. So now you have, a 20-year-old kid who has an adjudication. He's convicted on the misdemeanor, and as I've said in other videos, that misdemeanor, because he originally started as a felony, there's still a felony on his record. So it shows the reduced case number, but people don't care. They still see the felony, so he can't ever seal it. And obviously, if he can't seal it, he can't then expunge it. So the kid picks up, unfortunately, 3 weeks after he was placed on that probation, back in, I guess, December of last year, January, something like that, he picks up a petty theft. He takes something at Walmart, like a DVD and some speakers. It's all public record. I'm not breaking any confidences here, folks. So I walk in today, and there's another prosecutor on the case, but the same prosecutor who had started the case, who prosecuted the felony to a misdemeanor, was in the courtroom. So that prosecutor basically took over, and I thought that, hey, maybe I might have a better chance with that prosecutor. No, she decides that she's going to offer me 90 days in the county jail. Just, the system's already screwed the guy. Now, granted, he's not perfect because he obviously had a charge. He brought a BB gun. Is that even illegal? Like, that's ridiculous to me. Because he had a BB gun in his bag and it fell out. Like, they gotta prosecute that? That's ridiculous in my mind. Maybe some kind of class and some community service hours and dump it. Certainly not an adjudication. Anyway, he gets a violation of probation for a petty theft at Walmart. Walk in, prosecutor goes, yeah, I'll give you 90 days. I go through my spiel. He's a good kid. He's got a good family. His father's involved. His stepfather's involved. His mother's involved. He's a good kid. He's been going to college, obviously. But sometimes we make, dumb mistakes when we're young. Well, he's already been adjudicated, so there's really no more punishment. Judge goes, the prosecutor goes, yeah, I'm not going to put him back on probation. Probation doesn't want him back on probation. And so there's really nowhere to go except for a penalty, a sentence. So I gotta tell you, it's the first time in 12 years, and maybe that's why it bothers me. Maybe it's pride. 12 years that I can think of that I've had someone who had a violation of probation on something as minor or ridiculous as this, and they want to give him jail. So, look, if you want to do a scared straight program, you're giving them 60 days. And you know why they're doing that, folks? Because if you let your lawyer negotiate an adjudication from the start, you're already convicted. What else can the court do to you if you mess up? They can give you jail or prison. That's why it's so damn important to go out of your way to not get an adjudication, especially on a first charge, because look, people make mistakes. You make a mistake, now he's doing college. So I go to the judge, I go sidebar. Basically, it's an open plea to the court. And I beg and I go, the parents are here and the family's involved and he's got a job and he goes to school. She goes, I'll do 60 days. Woohoo! Like, who gives a shit? I mean, 90 to 60, it's really not like, I'm upset. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, obviously. But I just think that the kid already got screwed. He got charged with a BB gun? we're not talking elementary school. We're not like he's in college. So he had a BB gun in a duffel bag. His books were in there. It fell out. Woohoo. He didn't point it at anyone. He didn't shoot it at anyone. He wasn't wavering at anybody. It was in a book bag like he forgot about it. Like, really? This is what we prosecute for? This is what the energy goes into? This is what state attorneys, prosecutors, judges, defense attorneys, like, we're fighting over this stupid crap? This isn't what the system's for. That's not the purpose of that statute. Yes, the BB gun could be a crime, blah, blah, blah. I know, but it's just ridiculous. And it's ridiculous. I did everything that I could to fix it for this young man, but here's the problem. When he got the new misdemeanor case, he went into misdemeanor court on his own, and he pled to it. He pled no contest. So what that means, folks, is that I absolutely had no ability to fight the charge for him. Nothing. He already pled no contest in the county court, so it's automatically that information comes over from the county court to the criminal court, and it gives me absolutely no leeway. He's already pled guilty. I know that normally, a prosecutor goes, look, I understand it, and works with you. Look, the prosecutor's a nice lady, but she doesn't care. It's not her little brother. But by God, I bet you if her little brother had the same thing, she'd call it ridiculous. But it's all up to the defense attorney and him doing everything he possibly can. Unfortunately, the system let down this kid. He's going to get out of jail in about 35 days. And he's got the felony showing, granted, reduced to a misdemeanor, but it shows. And he's got the reduced charge of a misdemeanor. Then he's got the petty theft charge. And then apparently when he was a juvenile, he had a misdemeanor diversion, basically, like community service hours as a juvenile for taking something. So guess what? Even the case that's dismissed shows up on his record. So, look, he's not an angel. I don't want to get, people are going to watch this video and go, oh, geez, like, the guy's had 3 chances. A little bit better lawyering, a little bit more discussing the problem, and he wouldn't have all this. People make mistakes, folks. It doesn't identify a person. A person's mistakes doesn't identify who they are as a person. And in talking to this kid's family and talking to him for a brief time, he had his head together, just made a couple stupid mistakes, and now he's going to pay for it, unfortunately. It's going to be on his record for his entire life. Anyway, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, complaining about the system today. Part of the system that I'm part of. Amen. See ya.